and they both overlap because when you deal with customers, you also deal with your fellow consultants. So, I'm going to talk about your first reputation, or your reputation. That is your first impression when you meet somebody. They, sometimes have heard of you, maybe, through the grapevine, but in this modern day and age with all this great technology, wireless mics, cell phones, it comes from a lot of other places now too. So, it's really easy to get a good reputation, and I'm going to talk about that. And when you have a good reputation, you provide consistent service. When you provide consistent service, you get a good reputation. Good reputation equals referrals, and referrals are going to equal growth. So, the first place that people get their first impression from you is your personal website, believe it or not. You set up a party, you book it for Bianca. Bianca's got this party going, she's sharing it with all of her friends. They're going to your PWS and they're checking their workstation out, but they are not looking at it to look at your product. They're coming to check you out. I tell my team this all the time. Do I not, ladies? Your website is your lifeblood. Keep your picture current. I just struggled with getting my picture changed. If you download Mozilla, it's a lot easier. Every time something changes in your life with your appearance, change your picture. You cut your hair off. I cut my hair off. I changed my picture. You change the color of your hair. Change your picture. You lose 100 pounds on Weight Watchers. Go you. Change your picture. People, that's what they're basing who's going to knock on their door. If you don't look like your picture when you show up, they're going to be like, okay, who are you and why are you at my house? So, if nothing ever changes, you look the exact same every single day of your life, change it when the catalog changes. Why? Because the catalog changed, change your picture. That means that we've gone from a different season. In the spring and summer, maybe you should be outside in your picture. In the fall and winter, if you live up here, upstate New York, maybe you could be shoveling some snow with a Scentsy warmer in your hand. Make it cute. It's my ultimate goal to take a picture with bars scattered around me, and don't steal my idea, I will hunt you down. With bars scattered around my head. Why? Because I think about them constantly. I don't know. So, write your Scentsy story. Your story tells why you're doing what you're doing. It's so important that people know why you're selling Scentsy. Are you selling Scentsy because you want to have a new car and make your car payment with your Scentsy pay? Then tell them that. Is your Scentsy story because your husband's in the military? Because mine is. And I decided to join Scentsy because we were moving up here to upstate New York, and I went on the PWS, and it was in the beginning of New York's introduction to Scentsy. And it gave me 5 consultants, went on their websites, nobody had a picture, nobody had a story. I don't know who this person is, and I don't know why they're selling Scentsy. So I was like, all right. Told my sponsor, she said, maybe you should sign up. I was like, ha, you're funny. And look where I'm at now. So another thing you want to do is you want to have open parties. And what I mean by that is, if you have no parties during the month of January, January is a hard month for some people, put a party on your website and call it your January open party. Customers come in on your website, see that you're working your business, they see that you have an open party, and they may place that order underneath that party. If nobody does, next month go in, edit it, change the name of it to February's open party. Nobody orders off of it, and then Bianca books her party, change it to Bianca's party. There you go. You can change that party and update the name of it, so keep an open party. It's so important that you do this because this is how people base their perception of you, and your perception creates your reputation, and it's always said to precede you, so make sure it's good. Social media. This is the bane of my existence, and I will tell you why. I get on Facebook and I see people that I know are in a home-based business posting things, and I'm just like, why would they do that? People go on your social network sites, your Facebook, your MySpace, they look at it and they say, wow, she's great, she does da-da-da-da-da. Or they look at it and they go, oh, I don't even want to associate with her. So, let's go over some do's. Do talk about your business. It's been said that if you talk about your business, for every 3 business posts, you need to post at least 1 personal post. People don't want you to be like the Scentsy robot. They don't want you to be like, Scentsy sale, Scentsy sale, Scentsy sale, and never talk about you. They obviously friended you on Facebook because they want to be your friend, not because they want to see just about Scentsy. Some of them are there just for Scentsy, but most of them want to see about you. So, talk about yourself. Chat with your friends and family. You see somebody post something that you think is awesome, talk about it. Say, oh my gosh, that's so funny, haha, I like that. Be yourself, but just be a good version of yourself. Keep your private topics private. Now this is in the do, because I want you to keep your private topics private. Your husband and you got in a big old fight, the whole world doesn't need to know that. Okay, don't. Don't trash talk others. This includes other brands. So somebody you know signed up to sell a competition brand, don't advertise for them. Don't do it. Don't say, oh, well, our stuff's better because this is why, and call that brand out. If someone has questions, you take it off your Facebook public page, private message them. Call the person up, explain what's different. Don't blast it on Facebook, because when you're slandering another brand, they can use that as ammunition against you and against your character. Now, we've all seen those statuses that say, repost this, or these 16 dogs in California are gonna die. And people copy and paste them, copy and paste them. That drives me crazy. Those 16 dogs in California aren't gonna die because you didn't repost a status on Facebook. Don't do it. When you create this much chatter, you get ignored. If you are constantly posting this every 5 minutes, unless it's a new catalog transition, because I did it with Grace Adele's launch, who else did it? It was like every 5 minutes, oh my gosh, look at this. So, you know, don't fill up the airwaves with your mindless chatter, because people, they just keep scrolling right past you when they see that. So, here it is again. Don't complain about your life. Don't complain about your hubby, your kids, etc. If you need a place to vent, call somebody. If I'm your sponsor, call me. So, now, you want to create a lasting impression, because we just made our first impression. So, we're going to go into those Scentsy core values. I know that Bianca and Nikki talked about them, and I'm going to kind of overlap and refresh this, and Joel said that that's, you know, a good thing. So, simplicity. Keep things simple. If you can't navigate it without notes, it's too complicated. I created a team challenge for my team that I was running around like a crazy woman trying to figure out what did I just create, because I couldn't even figure out how to tell them how to do it, much less how to follow through with it. Keep it simple. So, simple things make it achievable. So if you are at somebody's party, you show up and you have 16 bags of stuff, like Nikki said she has like just one load in, you have 16 bags of product. People look at that and they go, I can't do that. That is not replicable for them, so they can't copy what you've done. So if you make it simple, try to have one of every product. That's all you need. You can fit it all in one tote bag with a nice rolling suitcase from Scentsy. Pack that buddy up and there you go. You should need that and a table and that's it. Okay, now, authenticity. Authenticity is really big. Authenticity is so huge to me because, I'm going to tell you why. Before Grace Adele launched, I was a jeans and t-shirt girl. My girls know. Grace Adele launched, and I had to take off my necklace. I did have a necklace on, but it was interfering with the mic, so I had to take it off. But since the invention of Grace Adele, it has been like a whole new world for me. I'm wearing khaki pants and some heels. I never wore heels before, girls. But it makes it easy. I can put together a look, I can go out the door. I'm still being who I am, I'm just being a better version of me. So, that being said, generosity. Generosity comes from your heart, not your wallet. Please say this with me. Generosity comes from your heart, not the wallet. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean, with new consultants, what is the most generous thing you can do to them? You can give them your time. You can give them all of your knowledge. Share everything you know with them. They don't even have to be your downline. Say you meet a lady and she says, oh my gosh, you sell Scentsy, so do I, but I just moved up here, I don't know anybody, and I moved away from my sponsor and I've never been trained. Oh my gosh, invite her to your team trainings. It's a lot easier to meet customers that have been with another great consultant than it is to meet with a customer who's been with a bad consultant. Because they're already jaded against the product, number one. Number two, they're coming to you to complain, and you're going to bear the brunt of that bad experience. And number three, you get the satisfaction of knowing that not only were you generous with your time and with your effort, but that you just helped somebody else with this amazing journey called Scentsy. This has been the biggest blessing in my life, short of having children and being married. I joined just to be able to buy the products. And here I am 3 short years later, standing up here talking to you guys. So, how does this all play into your consultant service? All 3 of these core values are going to play in because, like I said, you're going to treat your other consultants just like you would treat your team members. You are going to apply the simplicity, the authenticity, and the generosity with them. If a consultant needs something and you have it and they say to you on a swap board, hey, I really need Patch the dog. And you say, oh, I got one. And they say, well, I don't have anything to swap with you. Can I buy it from you? Okay, you know, that's not something Scentsy really likes us to do, but take your commission off of it. You've already been paid that commission. You pay $25 for pack, but you got 25% of that back in your last commission check if you're a certified consultant or higher. So that little bit of a difference is going to make a huge difference because they're going to know that you're honest to them. And honesty is a key key factor in making sure that consultants and your customers are good with you. Honesty, I can't preach honesty enough. Let's just use this really quick for an example. This is kind of going back on the last slide. If you're at a party and a customer asks you something and you don't know the answer because you just signed up with Scentsy, you've only been a consultant for a couple months, and you don't know the answer, say to that person, I really don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to find out the answer for you while everybody's looking at the testers and smelling. I'm going to go ahead and call my sponsor or shoot her a text. My girls know that if you call me or text me and I don't answer, that means I'm usually either A, at a movie, or B, I'm at a party. Any other time, I answer my phone. That is the only 2 times that you won't reach me unless something has happened and I no longer exist. So be available to them and be honest. Like if anybody asks me anything, I straightforward tell them, you know, the absolute truth, and I expect that they would do the same for me. So, that being said, this is a funny looking old man that had a really good thing to say. And he said, the well-satisfied customer will bring the repeat sale that counts. JCPenney. So we all know JCPenney's has been around since like 1908. It's pretty exciting. Can't wait till I can say I've been a consultant since that long. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.
You get to come back?
I get to come back to the hot seat.
All right.
All right, Joel.
I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes, sir.
We have Amy Gilder. Is Amy here? Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Back in the back. So Amy Gilder is from Wellsville, New York, and her question was, how can I stand out from the crowd when looking for new customers?
Okay, one way that you can stand out from the crowd is to always make have your business open. I do that by wearing Scentsy logo apparel. I'm really big on that. Wearing Grace Adele jewelry. People stop you and ask you, carrying a Grace Adele purse. I get stumped all the time with the Red Sarah. That's like my big purse right now. But when people stop and ask, then you have now just made that first contact, and by taking their name and taking the time to call them back, you've just set yourself apart from the competition because you maintained that contact and didn't just let it disappear.
Okay, great, good answer. All right, now do we have Shauna Inman-Praxi, if I pronounce that right. Shauna, are you here?
Where's Shauna?
She's over here.
Oh, hi,
She's in the dark.
We're going to hear noise. We can't see it.
It's really dark.
All right, her question, she's from Syracuse. Her question is, I would like to know how to utilize my contacts in a more effective way, as in contacting, I think I wrote this down wrong, as in contacting hosts or notifications of specials.
Oh, that's a great question. The first thing that you can do is make sure that the top part of your order form is completely filled in at all times. That way you have their phone number, you have their address, and you have their email address. People sometimes don't want to give you their email address, so that's something you kind of have to, I promise only one time a month. But when you make contact with a person, you put them on your list of 100. Your list of 100 is going to be a list that's constantly evolving. Chuck actually called it a live list, because you have a list of 100 people. Somebody on that list hosts a party, they kind of move off your list because they just hosted, you don't need to call them next week. So then somebody joins your team, they fall off. And so you add new people. So as soon as you have that contact, they go into your list of 100, and I keep mine color coordinated. I'm a little OCD, Joel. Based on if they're a customer or a potential recruit or a potential hostess. And that's a good way to keep them on track.
All right. Didn't Carrie do a great job? Let's give her a hand.